Yo, it's another episode Flag on the Culture. Aaron, what's good, my guy? He's back. How you doing,
Man,
man?
man, I'm great, man. I'm great, man. Just took a little sabbatical, man, but we back at it, man. Ready to get, keep throwing the flags on the culture, man. Ready to just, man, inspire people, get people to know, man. Get people to know what's going on. We got some hot topics coming up tonight, man. Coach Ike, what's going on out there in China? How you doing out there, man? What's life for you
Man,
like out there?
man, it's all good, bro. China is treating family well, doing real good. We gotta talk about this propaganda that's going on. I've been seeing a lot of comments or some videos about what's happening in China, and I'm actually out here, and it's not true. So we'll probably have a discussion up soon about what's actually happened. But man, loving China, can't complain, man. For those who would love to visit, come out here. They actually love some Americans, so it's definitely opportunity and survive out here for sure, man.
Yeah. Hey, I love the fact that you said Americans, man, and you didn't just specify it to saying our culture, bro. So what do you think? What do you think it is? Do you think it's our culture that they love, or do you think they just love the American culture, or do you think that it's just the black culture, or they've never seen us? They never seen somebody like you. What do you think it is, bro? Like, you know,
Man, it's for sure they never seen blacks, you feel me? And it's American blacks. Like they believe like if you come out here, you like from Africa or something like that, because it's a lot of Africans that come out here from the UK. So but the American, they're definitely intrigued, right? And at the same time, they only see stuff on TV shows, so they asking questions just like anybody would when they come to LA. Like, is LA, is it really banging and stuff like that? Like, they just want to know. They're curious, and I think it's funny. To this past weekend, or this past earlier this week, ran into a fellow somebody from Chicago, black as well, and last weekend ran into two black couples and my wife, she was like, we saw them walking, and it's like, babe, I want to go over there and talk to them because not too many of us out here. I'm like, man, how can I? They're far ahead of us. I'm like, how can I get their attention? You feel me? I'm like, what could I say? So I was like, yo, and I had to do it like twice, and they like turned around like, dude, like, hey, and it was just funny. Like that's a universal. Like we know, like it's one of us
yeah,
calling us. It was just
yeah,
funny,
yeah,
man. It was funny right there.
yeah. That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
Man, so
bro.
we got some hot topics tonight, man. We got some great topics tonight, man. And I'm back, man. We back ready to go, man. So, man, let's go on and light it on them, man, and let them know, some topics we're gonna be talking about tonight, and then let's just dive right into it, man. Or
For
actually, let's
sure.
dive right into our first topic, man.
Wait. Before we get there, shout out to a guest on the show, Rob Maxey. They in the state championship at Baldwin Park.
Oh yeah,
So
Baldwin Park.
shout out to them. Shout out to all the high school teams that's playing for the shit, and as well as we just I got a call. Somebody called me up in China, so it was important. Congrats to Kyle Robertson at PHS. He is the fourth 1,000-yard receiver in the season. So I want to give out a big shout out to Kyle for 1,000 yards being added to the club. And the crazy thing about it, Rye is also coaching them. So you got the third person who's in PHS history coaching up the fourth person to become 1,000-yard receiver. So that's what's up, man.
Man, the apple don't fall too far from the tree, man. Come
Exactly.
on now. I love how
Exactly.
everybody connected, man. I love the Dina. I love Dina, man. I love it.
Exactly, man. So
Shout out to
let's
all
get
them
into
guys,
this.
man.
Let's get into this because it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be we got a great one. Let's start off light. Let's start off light right now. All right. What has a coach told you to do, and you knew you wasn't gonna do it, rather in the game, practice, whatever it is? What's long? You're like, man, kill it. I'm not doing that, coach. But you don't tell it to him. But you like, I'm not doing that. What's something that's you've been told?
Um, well, for me, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I had a coach that was a running back in the league, and he coached DBs, I think, 1 year at Oregon State, and then he came right over here right after Oregon State. So he was fresh, bro. So for me, it was just like, let me see how much I can learn before I go back home complaining to Ness about what I'm being taught. You know what I'm saying? So, man, all he wanted us to do was bail. I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not about to just bail every single play. I'm gonna get beat on every inside route.
Mm-hmm.
You can't bail from the inside playing man. Um, and he just had a different philosophy on how to do it just because of the place that he came from previously.
Yeah.
So I'm like, bro, I'm not about to bail. It's a technique that we was running last year. Um, it's the pure step, kick step. You know what I'm saying? And man, he took that and changed the verbiage of it, made it his, however he wanted to make it, and we ended up doing it. But I'm not a bail corner, so for me, I just was fighting like I'm not bailing. I'm not bailing. I'm not getting out unless we in a bail situation where we have to, or if it's a press bail. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like I'm not a bail guy. Like you're not just gonna have me bailing, running sideways upfield, looking for somebody to guard, looking for an area to run to. So that's just one thing that I was like, bro, I'm not doing that, bro. I'm not, I'm not, I'm not doing that, man. Like that was just something that I was just totally up against. But I mean, everybody totally different. You feel me? Everybody's circumstance is different. Everybody coaches is different. So like for you, how did it fall on you? Like it's something that you was not doing something that this coach said.
So, what is it called? Like when they cause a pile, as far as when the linemen are pulling and you take out the lineman's legs. Man, my coach, he actually showed the clip. We was watching film because the game the year before, and he showed the player deal. He was like, "Man, this is what I want you to do, Ike. I want you to go in there and make a pile."
Chop the tree.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So first of all, I'm not no dummy. I'm not doing that. All right. Second of all, the play that he showed me where the player did it, and the player did it, he was balling, right? When he did it on this particular play, he broke his jaw. I'm like, that's exactly why I'm not gonna do that. That's the dumbest thing. You gonna show me the play where he broke his jaw? I'm not causing no pile. First of all, I've never heard no NFL scout, no recruiter like, oh man, that's a technique that we looking for. Kill it. You feel me? I'm not doing stupid stuff. I'm a football player, but I ain't no dummy. All right. I just ain't doing dumb stuff. So that was something I'm not doing. I don't tell my players to do that. To
Oh
each
no,
their
play.
own.
Yeah.
To each their own. I wasn't doing it. I wasn't doing it. I tell you that.
So just bouncing right off of that, because it is happening. You can't hit them low no more. You cannot go low on them guys no more. So now we in a new age of football. What you teaching? How you coaching it? What you telling a guy to do? Like, I don't want to ask the question, answer it, but I want you to give your answer, and then I'll think it is. So what do you? So now with these big pulling guards, these dudes is 6'7", 6'9", 6'11", coming around that edge, and we what five? We barely 5'10" corners, barely almost 6 foot, 6 foot on the roster, but 5'10" in person. You get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like, how are you coaching that up? How are you telling your players to combat that?
So how you combat that though? And I tell, especially you coming from safety or corner, right? Go attack it. Keep that outside free. Don't give them two shoulders. And when you do that, you attack them. So if the ball's here and I'm going to attack and I attack him, I meet him with my inside shoulder and I keep my outside shoulder free. If the running back want to bounce it, well, I'm free to go outside still. I can make the tackle. If you want to go inside, I can spin back inside. But I don't need to I don't need to make a pile up doing that. Like that's dumb to me. That's you feel me? And it's worked for my safeties all the time. We force him back inside and we can always still make the tackle. But yeah, that's just what I teach you, not taking nobody legs out. And you can't do it anyway. So which I'm glad they got rid of it because people was getting hurt, both the people pulling and the people creating a pal. Big ups. I saw Ryan Clark. He's talking about that's what made him different. Hey man, to each his own. I'm just
Yeah,
not doing it.
I seen that clip. I think it was Montana State against Oregon, and I might be wrong, bro. It was a viral clip going. It was a viral clip going of a guy who was blitzing, gave a guy a basketball move, ducked the shoulder, went right behind him, stacked him right after he made the move, made the tackle, fumble. So like I said, it's ways that I would teach it, but I think a lot of coaches look at you differently when you avoid blocks. But for me, I'm not telling you to avoid the block. I'm telling you to make the play. So it just varies on who's coaching you and what type of coach you have. You know what I'm saying? And that's just from my perspective, because I'm telling my corners, I'm being honest. As soon as I get in the system, I'm getting corners under 6'2". I might get one tall, two tall corners or something like that, where now they don't even want to bend them knees and they don't want to get down there. But I want a guy that has 5'10", 5'11", 6-foot-ish range, to where he can move and he can get down there when needed. And it doesn't take all day for him to maneuver and do stuff like that. So for me, that's the way that I would teach it, bro. I would teach it in the sense of play basketball without the ball. How do you get open without the ball? How do you avoid the man? You know what I'm saying? How do you avoid the man coming at you? How do you not necessarily avoid the man? How do you make the play in the best way that you can make the play? That's just how I look at it, bro.
Yep. I feel you on that, man. I feel you on that. So, what this topic, bro? This gonna be all right, bro. Let's get heavy, man. Let's get into it. All right. So, sports is major in the states, across the U.S. Right? It's something that's big time. Is sports causing financial stress in families?
Man, hell yeah. Like, but like, all right, both sides of it. It's gonna cause financial stress depending on how you set your foundation up. So, what do we consider financial? Like, what do we consider sports making a financial stress? You get what I'm saying? Like, what do we consider that? Like, are we living on top of each other and we still trying to invest into a kid that really don't want to do this sport? Or does this kid really want to do this sport and he has an outing in this sport and he has NIL opportunities, not necessarily to pay it back, but to pay it forward in a sense. You get what I'm saying? Like, they got NIL all the way up until I think they got NIL. You could get like eighth graders. Eighth graders could get like, I think eighth graders could get can at least start making money if they have the correct platform or if they run their platform correctly. You get what I'm saying? But especially in youth and in competitive sports, man, it does cause financial stress on families. Like, with many of them dedicating like thousands of dollars every single year. Sometimes, bro, it's exceeding 10% of some families' income. You know what I'm saying? And we're not talking about the equipment. We're not talking about the travel. We just talking about sign-up fees. So, like, I know a league that takes sign-up fees up every year, but doesn't give new kids helmets and doesn't give new kids shoulder pads. Like, a kid can smell his championship sweat on the shoulder pads the next season. So it just depends on what you investing in and what you like. I'm not gonna say it's not a loss, but this is why I don't look at it as a loss, because football, number one, is a poor man's game. Sports in general is an investment. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's an investment to pay it forward. And you're not only paying for sports equipment, you're not paying for you're not only paying for just the materialistic things that the kids are wearing. You're paying for discipline. You're paying for somebody else to watch your kid for 2 hours and trust that this, or however long practice is, you're watching, like, you're paying for your child to be better at home. Like, in a sense, you know what I'm saying? When you can't feel those small avenues, or you can't feel those disciplinary actions, you know what I'm saying? Like, and where we from, bro, we had great coaches around us, regardless if they was felons, 5-time, 4-time, 3-time felons. It didn't matter. One thing they knew is that you're not about to go back home disrespecting your mom. You're not about to go back talking like this, because why? This coach just went off on you for saying something that you'll say at home and you'll get it. It'll be easy to get by. You get what I'm saying? So for me, it's more like just yes, it does take a toll on you in the long run if it doesn't work out. Like that's how I feel. Like, but it's bad investments all over the world. You get what I'm saying? And not just in sports. Like it's bad investment with homes. Like it's some families that bought homes that thought they was only gonna have 3 kids and they end up 4 kids and they end up having a 2-bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Like it's many of ways like that. It's more than the materialistic things I feel like that you're paying for. You know what I'm saying? You're paying for a lot more than just the equipment. The you're paying for structure. You're paying for your child to be a lot more disciplined. You're trusting that the coach who is a part of the organization is guiding your child in the correct way to where you don't have that time to do because you might be you might be trying to set up a foundation for them. So you need that outsourcing help to where it does allow you to it does allow your investment to be more than just money. You get what I'm saying? So for me, that's just my personal opinion on what I think. I honestly think I think it's a long-term investment, bro. I think it's a long-term investment. Yes, of course you're gonna lose, but if you set the foundation up correctly, bro, you're not losing. That's gonna come back and that's gonna come back a hundredfold, especially with this with the NIL going out at the 8th grade. Like, or you get me, or just be a better marketer as a parent. How do I be a better marketer? YouTube University, or sign up for a marketing class, or go somewhere to where now you can put your child in a position of where he is known to where if he decides he don't want to play, good. Now he's got this money and he's got these businesses to go off of. Like, of course, he got him for playing sports, but the relationships that you make when you get these connections, ultimately, that's why I say it's long term. You got me? Like that's how I personally feel about it. So, what you think about it, man? What you think about sports taking a toll on financially on families?
So I see it because I'm in a financial service. So I sit down with, families, go over budget, stuff like that, right? And it's a lot of people. They make some good money, right? You got some people who don't though. But it's always interesting when you see where certain things are allocated. And I think you investing in your kids is very smart, right? And we talked about it 2 shows ago how there's less people having less kids these days, and they're having them late, right? They want to be more stable. So for a family to have, let's just say, 2 kids, right, and they have them in sports, I don't think having them in sports is the issue. Is the year round and multiple sports that's causing stress, right? You would have one person playing soccer and somebody else in basketball, and then they'll rotate. Which you always should have your kids doing something, right? But it should be based off your budget and what you're able to do financially. You shouldn't be going into debt to do these things. I remember when I was younger and I didn't understand it. It's like, oh, what parents needs to get sponsored? I didn't understand that. Essentially, parents need somebody to pay for their kids just to play the sport. And you mentioned how football, that's a poor man's game because you don't have to pay for the equipment. That's given to you from the organization, right? Everywhere else, though, baseball, you got to pay for your equipment, your bat, your glove, your shoes, right? Tennis, you got to pay for your racket, tennis balls, shoes, stuff like that. Any of the golf, you got to pay for these things. So sports in general is not something that's just a cheap thing. And for the amount of people that go professionally, is it worth it though? I've talked to one of my parents about this situation, and his son is now in college, making NIL, and he was like, he sees people. First of all, it's very tough on them, and he was like, he has his wife with him, so it was like he's not carrying the burden by himself. But then you have individuals who are single parent, they have 3 kids, and they're trying to keep their kids doing the same thing that the two-parent household is. Now, we need to get this right. I just looked this up. This is according to 2024, the Federal Reserve Series, that mid 2024, the median income for a family, and it doesn't say how many is in this family, was 102,000 per year. They said the low is 83,000 in 2024. Now, I'm pretty sure it's changed for the Black community. At one point in time, the median was 50,000. That's just the Black income as far as a family. It's not now. Of course, you have some people making more than that, right? But we're just talking about average. So if it's 50,000, the medium, and you have 2 kids or 3 kids, and we're not even talking about bills you pay, how are you able to put your children in multiple sports? Now, let's talk about something, because you brought up a good thing, right? Talking about investing. Yes, you put your kids in for the discipline, for the characteristics for life that's going to help them, navigate, understand, being around, be a team player, self-discipline, awareness, things of that sort. But you know just as much as me, we coaches, you got some kids who they don't care about any of that. They're a detriment to the other kids. So it's like, why would you be paying for something if your kid does not want to be out here at all? I started laughing when you said you got a coach watching them. A coach should be there to pour into your kid. They shouldn't just be there to watch them. They shouldn't be babysitting your kid just because you want free time. They should be teaching them and imparting in them life lessons, which all sports teaches, and helping that child going forward. But if your child doesn't want to do it, maybe you should find something else, something that's actually going to help the child and what they like or whatnot, and get them in another way. But I think, and my last point to this, I think at the same time, it's gotten stressful for families as well, because everybody wants their kid to make it professionally. And that's not the case. Like, the amount of kids that go from youth sports, regardless of what that is, to the NFL, pro, Major League Baseball, hockey, it's not the same amount. That percentage is not high. So, yes, if you want your kids to participate in sports, which is nothing's wrong with that, now is when you get into, you got to go to AAU soccer, where now season is over, but now you got to pay additional. This is where we get in trouble, and people understand. And we're not even talking about you being a competitive, because you got guys like us, you got to train, you got to pay for that. And it's people who are able to do that, but not everybody's able to do that. So yeah, man, it's getting spooky out here financially, especially in the US, man.
Oh yeah, it definitely is, and it's only getting harder. I remember they used to say that when we was younger. Man, it's only getting harder, so y'all better set yourself up, or you better figure it out. But hey, to the kids out there, I'm gonna tell y'all straight out, man. For the parents that are only telling their kids this, that ain't working. That ain't working. So kids, since you got parents that are tattletales and they keep telling you what to do and they're not showing you what to do, look into the nearest tech school. Look into the nearest fire academy. Look into the nearest police academy. Look into things that'll set you up, even if you decide you want to invest in yourself. Now they got tech schools that you could go to for free in high school and be done with a certification. And then when you go back to a normal campus, you like, time out. I just went through 8 weeks of this. I got a certification for HVAC. I got a certification to do air conditioning. I got a certification to actually make money. Now you got a brain on you. Take your investment brain and just help your family out, invest within yourself. That's how I feel these kids are going to allow the income to try to, I mean, it's hard. Regardless of anything, it's hard. But I feel like the younger and smarter you are, the better it can be for you when you get older. You get what I'm saying? Like, and they're doing things for these kids. Yeah. So for me, it's a lot. It's become. I'm not gonna say it's becoming a lot easier, but I feel like with the resources they're doing their best to try to provide, that it could be a better togethership than how it was from just depending on the parents to allocate those funds to what a child wants to do. I think a kid has to more understand how to invest within themselves, and we got to teach them at a young age to do that, along with the parent investing in the kid. So that way, the setup and the foundation is there. You know what I'm saying?
And then we're gonna have to talk about this. With probably another topic. Do you allow your kids to make their decision as far as what they're gonna do, or
Hell no, man. We
should
can
you
start on that right now.
should everything be planned? Should everything be
Man,
planned? I mean,
we'll
if
get
you
there because I got a whole lot because I'm in a place. Whew, I'm in a place where people do it right in front of me, and I just almost like, what the hell? I ain't never had like, well, if they don't want to do it, then we don't want to put them in it. It's not about that. Yeah, we could go there. Yeah, we could definitely go there. But man, let me say, man, what you think of what you think a successful college football season is? Like
so
what
that's a tricky one because I don't understand in football in general, right? When it don't matter if you in college, high school, right? The goal is to win league, win the championship. That's point blank period, right? When we talk about college football, it's something is different. Like I don't understand how. Let's just use James Franklin, right? James Franklin just won 11-2, and some years, he's been having winning records. Because they lose to certain people, he's done. He's out. He's fired, right? But if you bring up who's another coach, Clemson coach, right? He
Dabo?
hasn't. Yeah, Dabo. They haven't won anything in some years, right?
Yeah, since
Not even
Egypt.
competitive. And it's like, why does he still have his job? And it's just like, what are you determine successful? Like, do the fans determine? Does the school determine what's success? Because uh, I feel like college football kind of creates like average. Like, oh, you're bowl eligible, you get to go to a bowl game. I remember when I was in college, we went to a bowl game. We lost two. We went 6-7. I thought that was a losing year. When I was in JUCO, the most games I ever lost was two. That was just the culture I was used to. In college, in high school, my senior year, we lost 3 games. So it's kind of backwards. They reward you for going to a bowl game, but that keeps you around as a coach. Isn't a whole objective for you to win as many games as possible and play for some type of championship, rather it's your division, your conference, or whatever, the national championship, right? And I was like, it seems like college football creates these average cultures that we see today because there's a lot of teams that's fine with going, oh, just being bowl eligible. I just saw somebody, they're like, oh, we're going bowling. What does that matter? Like, so what? So
Hey,
I'm confused. I'm confused on what success is in college football. How do you determine if that you win a certain amount of games is successful or not? That's what I don't
hey.
understand.
So number one, if you ask me, I'm gonna tell you straight like this. That's like the court of law. When it gets down to the committee and they get to picking, that's like having a juror that really don't know you. And now they got to decide on if you've been a good person outside of your record. So
Mm-hmm.
I I'm not with that. And
Mm-hmm.
now I do got something for that bowling, going bowling and stuff like that. Now, we don't know the stipulations of the contract. So that could be a success within the program. And if you so we had a coach, bro, we had a coach. We were supposed to we still got the best record at Dixie State, bro. Coaches got fired after the last game. We didn't even have film. We didn't even have a meeting on Monday. We played on Saturday. They was fired on Monday, but they met all the stipulations of boom, boom, boom. Could have had a bowl game, this, that, and the other. We could have maybe went to playoffs, but the school didn't even vote us in because the athletic director didn't like our head coach. Yeah, so you get what I'm saying? Like it just depends on like for me, it just depends on what college you at, and honestly, if you know how to play the game. If you know how to play the game, then I feel like that's how you do a Dabo Swinney and keep your job and go 0-11, 1-9, 1-11. You know how to play the game. You know you didn't rub elbows so good you could be a loser here. We just know you're turning it around for us because you was the only one that turned it around for us.
Man, we gotta let go of the past, man. Everything's
absolutely. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is, it's just we don't know the stipulations of what those conversations are had inside of those offices. You get what I'm saying? Like, bro, I thought Geno Smith was going to be gone before Chip Kelly. And I know we talking about college, but look at the politics there. We can't score. Yeah, can Chip Kelly go out there and throw the ball? Chip Kelly ain't throwing 6 or 7 he ain't throwing the ball to nobody. He ain't just throwing the ball into space. He's not, come on, bro. How do y'all fire somebody who you can't say he's not a good play caller when his history is what it is. You can say whatever you want. You can say all this type of stuff, but he's been halfway successful. I just think they didn't give him a weapon with bullets. So I just feel like it's like stipulations of where you at, where you from, what you willing to do for this school. And then again, you already know it go back to money. How much money Dabo Swinney done made Clemson?
True.
But you get what I'm saying?
Clemson, one of those schools, they gonna make it regardless, right? But then, so let's like you said, so the standard is not the standard everywhere, right?
No.
As an athlete now, I'm not just meeting with the coach. Then I got to meet with the AD. AD, what is winning here? You feel me? Y'all cool with that? Because if you saying the coach going 6-5, 6-6 is cool. That's average, right? And I'm fine with that as long as we keep going to these bowl games. I'm cool with it. Is that okay? But or do you want to be? Because everybody can't go to Ohio State. Everybody can't go to Michigan. Everybody can't go to Penn State. Where you winning 11 games, right? 10-game seasons. So these other schools, they got the talent, but now you don't have these adequate coaching, which we're gonna get into that. How NIL is exposing coaches. So yeah, bro, it's kind of disheartening coming from an athlete because you come from an environment where you actually, as a team, you were great, and as an individual. And now you go to a place where the coaches don't care and the players don't care because the culture that you set. What do you want a player to do? You want him to stay for what? Why? Why would he stay?
Especially with all this money floating around like
how. Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about why kids are leaving is because the culture that the coaches set sucks. It's a losing environment. Nobody talks about that.
Right. And then if you a sack dog, and you coming from somewhere like Mount Sac, I'm still saying that's the best football I played. And that was a junior college. That was a junior college in 2014. We won the state championship. And I'm still saying I haven't came across a standard like that. I haven't came across a standard where I felt, look, I tell you what though, I took it to my next place, and they looked at me like I had a carrot growing out of my forehead and my neck.
Exactly.
Because they like, why are you showing up at 5 a.m.? Why are you doing this extra? Why are you? This is the standard I came from. So this is everything that I learned before, all the way up until I got to Mount Sac, boom, bam. Now y'all put this together, take it to the next level, take it to the next level, take it to the next level. You get what I'm saying? So it's the standard that honestly it's the standard, bro. It's honestly the standard. It's the foundation that these coaches are setting up for players, as well as it's the foundation that these parents are setting up for their kids to either fail or succeed.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, I think it's man, that's a heater right there, man, because it's like so many different places that are under so many different stipulations, and then you got relationships, bro. Relationships is how a lot of these coaches are thriving upon winning. Like, for me, when have you ever seen a black head coach at Syracuse?
And it's been a while.
What the hell? How is he able to keep? I'm not hating or nothing. I'm just asking, like, who decided that he was the guy? Who decided to make him the foundation setter for setting a standard to move forward? Now, are they using him to set up the standard to fire him and bring somebody on? Or do they have somebody in mind that's already on the coaching staff that they know is going to be a head coach in the next 4 years, and they're just wanting him to learn from this guy? Like, bro, the system is so rigged, you have to ask all those questions.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, like, honestly, like we said in the middle of the conversation, stipulations is different all over college. They all over college. And that's not for football. That's for basketball. That's for all sports. But
Awesome.
one thing I noticed about basketball is few players, so the assistants is getting fired quick.
Oh, yeah.
Unless you LeBron and the Lakers. Unless you LeBron and the Lakers, and he's bringing his son, and he's bringing a whole coaching staff, and he's bringing everybody from Serbia, and all these. Unless you LeBron,
or you get caught cheating.
yeah,
That's in college basketball. Unless you get caught doing something that everybody else is doing and everybody else know, but you got caught.
but you got caught. So yeah, it just, man, like, it just depends, man. And regarding this, like, I know we spoke on it early, bro. Do you think NIL is exposing more so of the players or the coaches? I think it's been a lot of coaches that have been exposed. You know what I'm saying? So for you, what do you think? Do you think NIL is exposing more so the coaches or the players? Players or the coaches?
Definitely think the coaches on, and this is, hear me out on this, right? Let's say we know some talented kids from our area, just like there's talented kids everywhere else. With certain places, though, there is certain stigmas or kids act a certain way. Now, just imagine, let's just use Colorado State, right? Let's just imagine their NIL has went up. Colorado State is, like, as far as they're good throughout the years, but consistently they don't win. But just imagine you start getting in some NIL money, and now you're able to pay some players, which now attracts good athletes. But as a coaching staff, you have never had this caliber of children as far as athletes. You have never had to deal with these type of athletes as far as skill wise, nor have you had to deal with their attitudes, character, or how or where they're from. So if you never had to deal with an individual, now they're there on campus, either you're going to adapt or you're going to misuse. And for the most part, because NIL allows an athlete to be at a school for 1 year, do you think they're going to be able to adapt in 1 year? Not necessarily. So you just went from, I'm only looking at 2-star, 1-star recruits, or I'm going JUCO, to now I got a 5-star or 4-star receiver or D lineman that's coming to my school. Do you have the capacity to develop him? Do you even know what that looks like? Do you know how to connect with him outside of football? Do you even know what to have a conversation with this individual? This is going across all the country as far as schools. So now you went from getting, oh, we only getting kids from Montana, to now you getting a kid from Texas who normally wouldn't be going to your school, but because NIL is available and are offering him the bag, can you coach him up? But then we get upset because, oh, the kid want to leave or this and that. The kid can see the writing on the wall. I shouldn't be here from the first place. I came here because it made sense financially, and I
Business
was going to
decision.
play, but I see the coach don't know what he's doing, nor he's not going to get fired because the AD put him in a bad situation just because we got money here. So I feel like the coaching is not up to par, the standard, and some of it has nothing to do with them. It all has to do with the schedule. So a lot of fans don't know in college sports, there's a lot of dead periods with your players. Like the training, the strength and conditioning coach actually has more time with the player in the off season than a position coach. The position coach can't even do anything with his players on the field sometimes. They have to have GAs to do certain things. And for the most part, they're on the road. So you're actually not developing nobody. You're not helping them get better as a player. That's why I keep saying coaches don't have time for their position player. If you're not a starter or if you're not with the twos, how are you getting better? You have no reps coming in. Normally, you get better by getting in practice or during the game. If that's not the case, you're wasting your time and you're going to get cut because more people come in or you're going to have to transfer out. As simple as that. So we go from you can't develop the kid because you don't know what you're doing. You never had this talent before, or you don't have enough time. You're failing as a coach. It's not all of your fault, but some of you guys' fault, and you get to keep your job. But now, the kid is he gets a bad name because he realized
You got to develop them.
yeah, he sees the writing on the wall and is like, look, I shouldn't came here, but everybody's position is different, right? So I think this is going on. And then we're not even talking about the D2 because this happened there as well. You have a lot of kids who should be at D1, but because the transfer portal has mixed everything up, you have guys have to go to D2, D3, and IIA. Now, a lot of these coaches, they like, man, we getting athletes, and I've talked to them, we getting some guys who we would thought would never come. What are you doing with them? What are you doing with them?
They
Oh,
definitely not developing.
oh, yeah, they moving up. Are they moving up because they shouldn't been long there in the first place, or because you actually did something with them? Like, let's keep it a buck. And at D2s and D3s, let's get this right. It's some great coaches. It's some better coaches there than it is at the D1 level. And I'm not talking about head coaches. I'm talking about position coaches. So I'm never talking about just because you at a certain level that you can't coach. That's not necessarily true. But this is happening across all levels where kids are going to these schools because of the situation of where we at, and the coaching is not up to par because of these athletes that rather they did get them because of NIL or because NIL has changed the game with the transfer portal. Now that they got to go down to a lower level and the kids shouldn't be there. Either way, the coaching or AD the school is not meeting the kid where they are, and they're not managing the kids correctly. So this is how NIL is exposing these coaches across the board.
Yeah, I'm in a full agreement with you, man. I'm in 100% agreement with you on that. Development is number one. I feel like that, but as we know, some guys is giving their friends jobs because they went to high school with them. So they don't care about development. They care about their friends being right next to them and being able to go to dinner with their wives and still hang out with the same people they was hanging out with in high school, and just to make their life seem like they don't got skeletons in a closet or anything like that. But man, look, if you out here coaching, if you got kids, young adults, even adults. Now in the league, it's totally different. A coach is not about to sit up here and develop you. He feels like you should have been fast. You should have had that technique. Now, it's on you to take, like what I was just saying not too long ago, take that sack dog mentality and apply that to the next level on top of all the incredible resources you get. Now, this is when you make it, of course. You get what I'm saying? Like when you make it, of course. But if you never knew how to develop and you slipped up in the league, bro, it is so many people around your team who have been in this league for so long who have had great coaches, bro. And if you don't reach out to them without having the if you don't put your pride down and you go over here and ask this guy, hey man, I need some development. Um, I need to work on this better, or I need to be a better I need to be a better ball hawk. Who do you go to in the off season? Stuff like that. So for me, I feel like when you get to a certain point of your career, the development doesn't stop, but it stops. If that makes sense. Like it doesn't stop, but it's less teachings. Like it's more so EDDs. Let's get into this film this week, and that's in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? But at a college level, I feel like, bro, you should be developing this player. If he came in and he looks the same as he did from high school without any enhancements, you're not a developer.
So it's a lot. Well, let me ask you this, and two questions. Do you think there's more good coaches, rather high school, college, NFL, more good coaches than there is bad? And then my second question is, do you think if a person knows they need to get better, that they're willing to spend the money to get better?
So to answer the first question, I think is less coaches that care than more coaches that care. I'm not gonna say bad or good because you can learn from a fool how not to be a fool. So, like you just said, if a kid get in a system and he transfers after 1 year, why did he transfer? That doesn't make you a bad coach because now you could get another player. You get what I'm saying, and learn from what you didn't do and be a good coach. You get what I'm saying? So I would rather say like the care and concern lacks a ton. Like the care and concern of the whole aspect of take money out of it. Take money out of it. Let's just take money out of it. You're going to have to develop this player for you to get a job at Bama. If 6 schools are only schools paying and everybody else is not paying, how are you going to get up to the top? What products do you have to showcase?
See, I don't think it's a lack of caring or not. I feel like there's some people who are in positions who are not fit. You talk about relationship. So, and I can share this story because my boy, I'm not gonna say no names, but he got drafted and went to the team. The DB coach never played corner a day in his life. He only got the job because his boy was the head coach. He played running back. He never played DB. How are you teaching guys in the NFL how to be a DB? You never played it. I'm not going to say he don't care. He definitely cares because it's his job on the line.
If he cared, if he had more care and concern from my perspective, you should have been ready for any position that you was about to be thrown in. So you don't listen. I'm gonna say it just like this, bro. We had Trump Harrison on here, and he said he was coaching the tight ends, or I think he said the running backs. He said he was coaching the running backs 1 year at a school. He's not a bad coach because he's never played that position. He went and locked in with. He went and fulfilled that. He went and developed himself to learn now how to be a running backs coach. Now, if you don't develop yourself once you get in those positions, or like I said, if somebody just bring you along and you tag along and you decide that you don't want to be educated at your position, you're a bad coach. And you have no care or concern for those who you are coaching.
So okay. So I've been a running back coach. This was like when I first, and I didn't even finish the year. The thing is, yes, you can teach it, but can you teach the nuance of it? Because you can learn only so much, right? I'm not saying you had to be great at that position. I'm not saying that. It's up to a point though, of the capacity, unless you're there in those amount of years, that you're gonna get great at that. You can be great if year to year, every year you change the position. So if I played DB and I teach D line and I never played the position, information that I can learn is only going to be so much unless I continue to be in that position for a certain amount of years, X amount of years. It don't matter if I go to clinics, whatever it is. This is a prime example. If I become a DC, let's say I know defenses. I become a DC and I go to a clinic because this is what a lot of people do. And oh man, this is awesome for what we're gonna run. They run the same defense. Let's just say as the Cleveland Browns. Do you think, for the most part, you're gonna get the same results as the Cleveland Browns? I tell you right now, no, because you don't have the same personnel. So you wonder, and it's a lot of college coaches who are running NFL systems, and it's not working. You can learn all the information you want. If you don't know how to apply it to your situation, though, and it don't matter what you learn. You got to be able to apply it in a way where you actually going to reap fruit. You can get all the information, all this stuff. I know people who know all the techniques. They cannot tell a person how to do it, nor do they know when to tell the person when to do it. So I thought I was dumb because my DB coach, who now somewhere who taught me, he was a tight end coach, he was a linebacker, but he's a DB coach now. But it's like, oh, that's how you got to get in. Why would they put you in a position where now you got to learn something? It's different learning than coaching it, because now you got to coach it up a certain way, which I understand. I can learn the position watching it. I don't need to be around to understand what's going on. If you tell me a D line does this and that, I can watch that. I don't need to coach it the whole year. Like, you know what? I just learned something new. I can learn that from looking at it. Why do I need to coach that position? Why would I put somebody in a bad situation because I'm learning something new and this kid is a senior year and he's trying to get to the league? I think that's dumb, me personally. So, you only can develop so much as a person. The people putting you in that position, hey, man, so be it. I seen it all the time, and then I started there, and then, I went to another position. To each his own.
Yeah, straight out. I mean, yeah, like too. You can't, yeah. I mean, like I said, for me, it's more so like, yes, like, yeah, you can't teach and learn at the same time.
But yeah, you can. Yeah, because that's how most people.
But we got an 11-game season.
you only got this is once
We're
again.
not even talking about 11 games. Remember, you talked about how the strength coach got more time with the kids than with them. So you're trying to teach a technique, and you trying to
just learning. That you just learning.
You ain't even learned it. So by the time you get to the last game, you're like, hey, wait. This will work.
So are we setting the kids up for failure or not? Come on, man.
Hell yeah. I'm in the greens. I had to bring my hat down. Hell yeah, we are. You if you're in a position as such, yes, you are. I had a coach that now hold on, man. I know we can stay here. Hold on. Do you think a coach has to play the sport to have a better experience on how to give it off?
No. Because there's some people who can digest information and they can help somebody implement it. There's people who play the sport and don't know how to digest the information and help and put it in a person where they can implement it. I know a Hall of Famer. I'm not gonna say in what sport. I know a Hall of Famer because I've been around him coaching, and the kids are telling me like, man, that don't make sense. Like, because how the person was teaching them, he was teaching it as if the kid was them in their body. And it's like, bro, you're Hall of. That's not. They can't do what you do. You got to be able to explain it and
tell yourself out of it.
You feel me? So just because you played the sport or the position doesn't mean you can actually teach it. So I don't think that's necessarily have to be true.
I'm with that, bro. I'm 100% with that. I can agree with that. I forgot the other question you got to ask after that. Um, but we can move on, bro. We can move on to we talking about all levels though. We talking about all
Yeah.
levels. So
Yes.
so branching off of that, so do you think how the pools are in high school, do you think the voting should be changed for playoffs, for like championships, for league placement? Do you think high school voting should be changed?
So this is regarding for and I can only speak for what I know, right? For certain leagues, this is for players who are up for awards at the end of the year. Player of the year, this and that, right? So there are certain leagues where based off where you won, of where you placed in your conference, those amount you have a certain amount of slots to go in for who's gonna make first team, all American. I mean, first team, second team, honorable mention, right? I don't think this should be the case. Me personally, I think it still should be a vote. I think play of the year people. There's not going to be too many who can say, "Oh, this person was not or this." Right? It's normally two or three people. You be like, "Hey, what do you guys think?" And everybody put a vote on that. But now, when you come to who should be first team, second team, for instance, I just use where we're from. Right? It goes off of slots. So whoever wins league, they get a certain amount of slots. Then second get a certain amount of slots. Then third, so on, so on. I don't think that's I don't think that's the best.
I don't think
I
that's
feel
fair.
like yeah. I feel like everybody's watching film of players because they playing the same people.
Individual rewards.
You feel me? And I feel like that should be something that can be all right. They can still have a certain amount of slots, but he be like somebody can be like, look, let's watch this film because you want to put this person in over this person. And I think he was good, but I think my player was better. And everybody in that meeting room should be like, let's look at this film, look at his stats compared to his. Because I can speak for myself personally. There was one year when I was coaching in high school, I had a safety, sophomore, balled out. I mean, he had like 5 interceptions, three forced fumbles. He had a certain amount of sacks. He made second team. And when I saw who was first team, it was because this is what I was told. The head coach told me is because they won league, and they can put the kid in. So it has nothing to do with my resume. On his resume, on that young man's resume, he could have said as a sophomore in high school, I made first team all league. But because we didn't win league, he's a second teamer, which he should be a first teamer. But because how things are set up, it's not necessarily who's the best. It's about you winning the league. We got to change that. At what point in time we got to see that stuff is flawed and it's not in the best interest for the kids. If a kid outperforms or is the best in his position for that year, why aren't he or this or that she at that position? Why aren't they considered the best that year? But we hold on to these traditions, these whatever it is, and it goes off opinion based. When if you just look at the film, look at the stats, and stats can lie. That's why I said look at the film and let that tell the truth. We talk about how film says so much in football. Let that speak for itself rather than oh, you won league, you guys got a certain amount of slots, you can put them in wherever you want. We got to change this.
Yeah, that has to change. After hearing that has to change because yeah, that has to change. I think regardless of grade, um, regardless of who their parents are, regardless of all like that's what's crazy, bro. All that stuff takes in the factor when it comes down to making a decision. Like I said, the jurors don't know you besides your criminal record. They only know you from doing this and doing that. So they don't want to give you the benefit of the doubt. And they
Mm-hmm.
like, no. But in a real world, look at the record. Look at the record. Look at the film. Look at, like, you get what I'm saying? Look at the production. Like, if that's the case, then I mean, like, it sounds like conflicting, but like, if that's the case, give the kid the opportunity. Like, that's what I think. I think the best deserve to be the best. Don't, like, regardless of what you think, like, regardless of what we think, regardless of what an organization thinks, regardless of what a some group of people think. I think that, like, the best should get the deserve the best, like, straight out. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I think if a freshman got over 1,000 yards, you need to be first team. No bias, no nothing. I just feel like, how many other let's look across the board. Let's look across the freshman board. Let's look across the sophomore board. Let's look across, like, come on now. And I understand the film speaks for itself, and these kids do this and these kids do that. But, bro, it should not be up to, if you win league, to get an extra additional amount of slots. So how about this? If you win league, you should get a first week bye every year in the playoffs. And you should automatically jump to the second round.
Nah, because
Look, we don't want to say that, though. We don't want to say that. But y'all want to give us an extra slot, not us. But you want to give them an extra slot to have more players to now. I don't even know what that means, bro. Because there's so many players on our team that was supposed to get league and was supposed to get all this and supposed to get all that and still made it to college. So for me, it's just like, damn, like, you got to give credit when credit is due, bro. Like, especially with all this, straight up mental health going on. A kid honestly spending sleepless nights putting this work in for him to fall on second or honorable mention.
Yep.
Like, okay, yes, we got to go back to the drawing board and we got to work harder. But then next year he's honorable mention or second team still, because of politics, because of who his parents are, because of what his last name is, because of this or because of that. Like, man, and who knows what the real factors are, but those are factors when it comes into voting for these kids, bro. And that's just ridiculous that you even have to bring in those factors rather than, hey, we going to evaluate the league a whole week. We're going to bring all the head coaches and even some assistant coaches in case the head coaches can't make it or fall asleep in here. But we about to be here for 4 hours, 5 hours each day looking at film from.
Hey, you hit it on the line, because I think the meeting is only a day.
It's only a day. It's only a day. Look. And there's some schools that didn't like this school. So they were like, man, I ain't saying nothing. I ain't voting for him. So now that's 10 out of 12 votes. Yep. I mean, that's 9 out of 10 votes just because this dude didn't say nothing or this coach didn't say nothing.
Yep. Oh, he talking to my daughter. I can't mess with him. Yep. Yep.
Hey, come on now. They need to change up the narrative, bro. And I just think the best deserve to be the best. In the NBA, that's a lot of politics, but the best get the best gets it. MVP, like, it don't matter if you win the championship. Well, 9 times out of 10, I guarantee you got a championship player that been getting 30 every single game, and that's how they got there. So that's an automatic unanimous decision.
Yep.
Well, duh. You get what I'm saying? Like, so for me, it's just like, man, like, for me, it's just like, man, man, I'm proud of all my HS, all my mirror kids, not my kids, but all the city boys, man, straight out, all the guys from the city. I'm proud of y'all, bro. And amongst everything, hold on. Let's not even talk about football. Amongst everything we face from the kids walking to school every day, a bunch of the things that we face in the community. Pasadena High School don't even look the same no more. Like, from the background and all that, it don't even look the same. Half of the stuff is gone. Half of the stuff, looking at mirror background, gone. So do you know what these kids had to face for y'all just to turn around and oh no, I don't like that kid. He was cussing us. He cussed the coach out, or he stayed down on a player too long, and that's the only thing you remember. But you act like you don't remember the 6 touchdowns or 2-3 picks he put up against you. Oh. So for me, it's got to take the biased opinion out, and you got to honestly give credit where credit is due. And some adults have a hard time doing that, and sadly, it be ones from our city. It be the ones in our league, dead smack in our league, or not our league. I keep saying our, but I'm from Pasadena. We from Pasadena, so it is ours. Like I just think
That's
we take
happening
the
in the
bias
world.
out.
That's
Yeah, I
happening
just
in
think.
the world. You know.
Yeah, I just think we take the bias out, bro. And once you take the bias out, and like I said, bro, those votings, I, Monday through Friday, bro. Monday through Friday. Prep for this vote just like you prep for Friday.
Mm-hmm.
We'll give you Monday through Thursday and let you pick on Friday. How about that?
Yep.
I don't think it should be a one-day thing. This is not a one-day decision, bro. How are you just going saying, first off, how do you have one look? And I think this is HS because I just seen this. You got a kid that got 1,000 yards, then you got a kid that got 1,500, then you got another kid that got 900 yards. How the hell? How y'all all, every single coach in the Pacific League don't remember what these kids did against y'all? Mm-hmm. Because the 1,000 yards came from every single team. The 1,500 all-purpose came from every single team, not 1,000 yards rushing or whatever it was. I think I seen it, bro. These are and I don't mean to get into too much detail because this is something that I just seen, but for me, it's just like, bro, y'all got to take the bias out. Y'all got to take the bias out and prepare for these votes just like we prepare for the game. So
do the extra work, man. It's for the kids. Stop. Do the extra work, man. Stop being lazy. I know you want to get to your family. I know coaching, bro. I know y'all don't get paid enough to do. You said the season is over. We done. I understand it, but everybody talk about you sign up for the. You say you're doing it for the kids. Do it for the kids. Don't stop being lazy. That's what we got to do. Stop being lazy,
we need
man.
to start a petition, bro. We need to start a petition with the Pacific League, and we need to pitch that. I personally feel like we need to, not even a Pacific League. I think all high school football should be like that. Straight out. It's not about how viral you are. It's not about how much NIL money you got. Now, you can have all this NIL money and get hurt, and somebody mess around and still vote you for honorable mention. And if you don't get out of here, he played 4 games, and they went to the championship. You used to get honorable mention. Come on, man. You just like that kid because you know he got all these offers, and you probably trying to rub elbows with the right folks, but it's not about you. It's about the kids. Like Ness said, you know what I'm saying? So take the bias out, man. Take the bias out. We got to either start a petition or we got to start something to where they got to have a better open mind to voting, or shoot, send the whole league, send it to another league and bring another league so we can vote for who's the best in this league. Like if whoever's in a different league, maybe I forget the name of the leagues out there in California, but if it's Region 9 and Pacific League, I think y'all swap.
And watch, they got required to watch the film. Just watch the film. No, don't know the player at all.
No, I mean, I'm not gonna say don't. I mean, but it's worse if you know the player, because now if the player then stepped on your player or held him down on the ground too long, you're not voting for him. Remember, I just told you that.
But I'm just saying. You saying swap it. I'm saying so. Of course, they don't know the kids. They don't know none of these kids. They're just watching film, just like blindly. So
with the stats right there,
that's
no different. That's no different than that. All right, straight out. That's no different than recruiting. I send my film to this coach. He don't know me from a can of paint, but he likes what I produce. So, you got to get credit when credit is due, because he's going to give you that offer if you amounted up to this standard that they set at this specific college. So I'm not saying exactly like switch.
I agree with you, but my only question is, again, do you think there's more good coaches than there is bad? You feel me?
Hell yeah, I'm with you on the bad. It's more bad coaches than good. I'm flipping it. It's more bad coaches than good. And I try to be nice in the beginning and say like, well, I don't think it's bad coaches because that's my heart and my passion. That I'm not going to ever allow a kid to come through my program and not be developed. That is number one. So I'm speaking like everybody is like me. And I know it's not the case, but I'm speaking it in a sense of everybody just please be like that. Like, don't have a bias, don't have nothing. You feel me? Like, just, man, like, develop. That's what don't get in a position for somebody else. Get in a position for the kids. Get in a position to help this kid out. Like, why are you even in this position if you can't help this kid out? Like, for me, like, man, if you ain't getting no, like, dang, like, bro, I don't know, man. If you can't take care of no kids, I don't think you should be having sex. Well, I don't know what happens until they get here. You shouldn't. You better put the plan in motion. And if the plan don't sound right, get up out of here. Don't bring no kid into this world. And the kid now got to suffer through failure. The kid got to suffer up from the lack of foundation that you didn't set up for this kid. Or you don't even want the kid to use none of your resources because you feel like you worked hard for those resources. And now the kid got to go find his own resources. Man, don't bring him into the world. Don't do that. So like for me, I'm not like that, bro. Like I'm not like that, bro. I'm all about development. So I wish everybody had that understanding, and I wish people could be like that. You know what I'm saying? I wish.
Everybody not thinking the same, bro. Man,
I
everybody
wish.
not thinking the same.
Man, I
But
wish it was.
bro, what you think? What you think about this though? Because it's recruiting season, right? And this is for college, it's for all sports. Now, I hear this though in the NFL draft as well. Where do you think, or when do you think the level of competition, when did it start matter in high school and college as far as recruiting? The level of competition. I just heard it recently. I just heard it.
Does it? You're saying does the level of competition matter in high school or college recruiting?
When did it start? When did it start mattering? Because think of it like
that
this,
money
right?
came involved, bro. When that money came involved, I think when the money came involved, but then again, it's like, oh, bro, this is so watered down. This is such a watered down like era that this college stuff is in. The only reason why I wish I was back in college is for the money, for that NIL stuff. I don't wish I'd go back and play. Like I'm not wishing none of that. So when did the level of competition start mattering in high school and college recruiting? So getting recruited from high school to college.
Yep. Or college to getting drafted by or being evaluated from college to NFL.
From college to the league, that's been, I think that's been since the beginning of time. It's only 1% that make it. So I think that's always been for college to the pros. Like I feel like the level of competition mattered because number one, you're not even like who seen me get 12 picks?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody. So like for me, it's like, yeah, it matters, but I could have did this at USC.
Mm-hmm.
But why I'm not getting looked at like the corner, bro? I had the most picks all across the nation.
Mm-hmm.
And just because the school I went to, I wasn't looked at like that. So for me, it shouldn't matter. But when did it start mattering? When guys was getting 3 picks at Alabama and making, I don't know, like when they was I guess when they was at these top schools and making plays and not, and the other guys are getting underlooked or overlooked. Like for me, I don't think it should matter. Now that's what I'm saying. I don't think it should matter. But when did it start mattering? I wish I can go back in time and tell you, bro. I wish I can go back in time, but I don't think that it should matter. What's your opinion on this?
Man, let me cook on this one, man. So I don't think it's fair when a kid, let's just use Utah. Let's use the state of Utah as a whole. Aaron, you're out there. You lived in California, not throwing shade at Utah or anything. Sports wise, and you can be good at any sport. Do you think there's more athletes or more competition as far as who you're facing in Utah or California?
California.
Okay, so let's say you become the best athlete, and regardless whatever sport it is in Utah, and the coach says, "Oh, we don't know if you're that good because your level of competition." Is that your fault or not? Do you have anything to do where you're going to school or who your competition is? All you can do is go off your production or what you do. Am I tripping or no?
Hell no, you ain't tripping. But they
So,
do get looked. I
so,
hear you.
so you talking about something that the kid cannot control,
Yeah.
right? Now, let's go to that's not fair on the kid how you evaluate his level of talent compared to what he produced. Everybody just saw some clips because Archie Manning, they was talking about he was a bum, which I don't agree, but they brought up his high school film. Why nobody talking about the level of competition, but he's this highly recruited quarterback? Let's go on. Let's go on. HBCU, and I don't know that I don't know who was all in the HBCU back in the day, but you had a whole bunch of guys in the NFL get drafted or get opportunities, and the HBCU at one point in time they was getting a lot of guys out. For instance, let's use Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp is a Hall of Famer. How many dudes at the time he was playing in that division, and because he went to a lower school due to his grades, was the level of competition superior? I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to have any film of when Shannon Sharp played in college. I'm just asking the question. Let's bring it more recent. DeMarcus Ware went to Troy University. Troy was in the Sun Belt with Middle Tennessee. Troy is a stupendous college. If you look up Troy, I think they're in the top as far as when they pay Power 5 teams and they're considered Power 4, they have one of the best records against Power 5 teams. So, DeMarcus Ware, and I don't even know where he's from, but he went to Troy. And there's other people who are Hall of Famers who went to smaller schools. How do you say now, oh, his level of competition don't mean nothing? You go off production, right? Because if that's the case, you wouldn't draft him. So we pick and choose what kids is doing depending on who the person is, though. Once again, there's no standard. You can't say, oh, your level of competition is not good, but then a person who's in another state, because I've seen, and I'm not, and I use Derrick Henry just because Derrick Henry is a boy. He's a man amongst boys. They look worse than anybody else I've seen. How do you fairly assess Derrick Henry? Derrick Henry is going to be a Hall of Famer too. He's going to be a Hall of Famer too.
I just seen a kid break his record.
Huh? You said somebody broke his record?
Yeah, like I think he had like 4,000 yards in high school. Another kid broke his record, but that it goes along with what we're saying as far as how, yeah, like
is he gonna be highly recruited?
That's what I was gonna say. Like, is he gonna have the same success that Derrick Henry had because he did that, or does it matter where he went that he did that?
It's like, come on, man, y'all. There is no standard. We gotta stop this. A kid has nothing to do with who he is playing. Just like teams have nothing to do with the schedule if it is allocated for them. Now, if they can pick and they choose a soft schedule, they should be they should reap the consequences of that, right? But for the most part, kids have nothing to do with who else they're playing and their talent. All they can do is produce on the field. If you produce 12 interceptions, it don't matter what school you at, you should be on somebody's record. Somebody should be like, man, 12 interceptions, 7 interceptions throughout the year, count it. Man, we should take a look. I should see what they talking about. It shouldn't go, oh, he went to this school. Oh, we're not going to go there. They don't have nobody coming out of there.
Yeah, where's that at? Where is he? Now you get this, man. Yeah, it's just a political world we live in, and that's crazy that politics has to be dragged into entertainment or passion. Like, yeah, you could be no. I think with the way that we talking and the scale that we on, I don't think politics should ever come involved in something like that. Like I just was saying, give credit when credit is due. Straight out. If it's a kid in Utah balling, regardless if he's a 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, if he's breaking records at the high school, he deserves. In my area, hold up. In this area that I'm in, The best players out here are D2 All-Americans. Why? This area just seems to lack resources. So we can't say, is a person from California better than a person from Utah and argue that. Like, that's something I would never argue, because a kid, like we're much more resourceful. But all these camps and like you could get noticed just like anybody else. And then in a small town, it's so easy for you to get noticed if you're putting the work behind it. Like, bro, the last time, I don't think, like, all right, I'm gonna just tell you straight out, they had a 5-star out of school out here.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as the 5-star left, they fired the whole coaching staff. But now these coaches could use that 5-star to go to their next jobs.
Yep, for sure.
Like, so for me, it's just like, it's too political, bro. They made this too political. They made this way, they made it way too political, bro. They didn't make it about the kids. They started making it about them not having success on themselves as adults, and then trying to transfer that energy into a kid. Like you just said, it's a coach that's trying to coach a kid to be like him, when this kid doesn't even have the ability to think like you or play like you. His body type ain't even what you were. So it's just, man, it's too political, bro. For me, I never really knew it was politics in this sport, because all we did was work, bro. So we didn't even have to worry about this.
It's all politics.
Yeah,
it's all
bro.
politics.
We was putting in the grind, though. Like, we was putting in work. Like, we did have an understanding that we found out the hard way that the coaches might not try to get you to college. They got wives, daughters, nieces, families as well that
they trying to get there.
Come on, bro. And just think, if you a powerhouse coach at a school and a kid is getting NIL, and this kid, like, you got a 5-star at the school, this 5-star can help a kid just off of his resources. So
you know what we should do? We need to do a survey. We need to do a survey on this, right? Because everybody like data and stuff like that. Let's start doing this. Let's get a survey, because I've been seeing these videos like, when 5-stars, what are they doing now, right? And it's a lot of 5-star guys who never even played in college, never had success in college, and or they did and they got to NFL and it didn't work out. We need to do this. Let's have a survey of the best guys in their states, regardless of the competition. Where do they go across the board? Like, all the different states. So all the he was Minnesota Player of the Year, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Let's see where these players go, right? And now we're going to see the data over the years, and let's follow their careers, all of them.
I always tell the kids here, man. I tell all the kids here, and this is my honest, I tell the parents this, bro. I tell them straight out like this. A 5-star in Utah is a bench player at a university.
I don't think so. I don't know.
St. George. I'm in St. George, Southern Utah. Okay. A 5-star, a 3 to a 5-star. I've seen a 3-star. He had the red shirt his first year.
But is it because of politics or because he wasn't good enough?
He went, bro. This is real football. You ain't able to do this stuff that you was doing against these kids because you're only bigger than them, and all these kids are scared of you. So now you get in a position where everybody is your size, and it's linemen faster than you at this level. It's linebackers running with you at this level. It's real competition at this level. I don't care if you're going against a kid in 7-on-7. I don't care about that. If you're a 5-star, you should be at Player of the Year. If you're a 3-star Player of the Year in Southern Utah, straight out. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
So this go back to the level of competition then, right? So if we saying that, because you saying he's going to be a 3-star, just because you're not a 3-star, then this is across the board. You may not even be ranked. Does that mean that 3-star is better than you? Not necessarily. The situation can be different. See, football is the ultimate, like, team sport. Like, you cannot do good all by yourself. Basketball, you kind of can. There's one ball, but you also need somebody to give the ball to you. Tennis, golf, you can tell who's elite because it's only you. Football, though, it's 11 people on the field, and everybody has to do their job for the most part for you to be productive. So I think we talked about this, it sucks where if a kid who rushed, let's say a running back rushes for 2,000 yards, and there's a running back who rushed for only 800 yards, to say that the kid who ran for 2,000 yards is better than 800 yards, well, now let's look at the situation. If the guy who rushed for 2,000 yards, if he has two receivers who caught 1,000 yards each last year, that means the box is not loaded. That means that they are going to either double team or put people not in the box where he has more rushing lanes. Now you're talking about the running back who has 800 yards, and let's say they go win a championship too. Let's say they win a championship. This team where the running back runs for 2,000. Let's say the running back is the only guy on the team. There's nobody else who's helping him, and he runs for 800 yards, and he's the only reason why they're winning. Do you see how that's kind of lopsided? You going off of stats, but you're not looking at the film, seeing that you have a light box, and this man has a full box every game, and he still ran for 800 yards, and he's the reason why they win. Not necessarily they're going to win every game. He's the only reason why this team wins. Granted, he's part of the reason. He's not the reason. They have other dudes who are also producing, which makes him
look good. Harder than the guy that ran for 2,000.
So this is where we talk about the level of competition, but do we look at the whole story of what's going on? You feel me? So I think these things don't come into
fast. Recruiting moves too fast for a coach to actually get to know a player. Straight up.
And they probably don't care. And it's people not looking at the whole story like, man, I see the quarterback, he threw for 4,000 yards, 3,000 yards. So you had two receivers who caught 1,000 and you rushed for 2,000. I see a running back over here. He had this amount of carries, but the quarterback only had 3 attempts, or let's say 12 attempts on the year. That tells you that he's their whole offense over here. Yeah. You can't say he's better than him.
Y'all feeding this man with him being full. Y'all feeding him on a full stomach.
The game plan is different. They're not even worried about the running back. He's the least of their worries. He like, if he get off, we can be in the game. If he get off though, we ain't gonna win a game. That 800-yard runner, if he score on us, we can lose this game. The 2,000-yard runner, just because you get 2,000 don't mean you good. That's just what you had. So we like football is this ultimate thing, and we gotta look at it. And this is where the level of competition, we gotta stop with all that. That's why I want this study to go off people who's the best in they state, follow them, and I want to see over time if they make it to the NFL, how they do in college. Be not no 5-star, because just because you're a 5-star, that don't mean nothing. Because I know people who won a state and they wasn't no 5-star player, and they still went off to play professionally and do their thing. I played with some guys. They won awards in high school. I want to see you the best guy, follow them, and I want to see where the chips lie. And you can just still do rankings too. I want to see those too. I'm pretty sure if a player is balling, regardless if he goes D2, D3, if he was doing it in high school, he's going to continue to do that regardless of what the level is. He's going to do it because that's what he knows. That's all he knows. It don't matter who the talent is. I'm pretty sure. And you're going to have some dudes who going to struggle, and they not. I understand that. That's football. Once again, you do not control who you play. I think the dude from Iowa, the corner who played for Denver Broncos, or the Gene, one of them. He won
for the Eagles.
They won Iowa Player of the Year. How are you going to determine? He won an Iowa Player of the Year in high school. Now he's in college. Iowa's the only one offered him, obviously, right? Or he had some other offers, but it wasn't too much bigger than that. Now he's drafted. You telling me no other school thought he was going to be good? Only Iowa? Come on, man. Stop it. Stop it. I'm not going to say he's the best athlete. Now, that don't mean nothing. Traits, you cannot fake traits. Traits follow you. Certain things. If you winning, you're going to find a way to win at the next level. I believe that.
Yeah, right.
You got a standard regardless where you at. You got a standard.
And don't let your job be on the line.
Come on, man. We gotta stop with all this, bro. We gotta stop with all this. The level of competition matter, man. I know some coaches who played. I know some coaches who played at lower levels. They was balling rather in college or at the pro level, and they overlooking people now at position talking about the level of competition. Bro, you came from a small school. What are we talking about? Why you gotta see a person? That don't even make sense to me, man.
Hey, but you know what? And I gotta be devil's advocate, man. It's a chain of command, bro. So if you ain't bringing nothing, you ain't keeping your job. If I can't get this player here, if I can't get this player there, that's why you kind of gotta depict between I want this 3-star or I want this 5-star. I'm gonna take a chance on this 5-star and spend more conversation with him and talk to him more just to see if I could get him. But if I don't get the 5-star, I'll fall on the 3-star. It's just so sorry, man. I just feel like if something needs to be changed, bro. Like I feel like not even something needs to be changed. I just feel like it's something I just feel like it's something different, bro.
Hey, something is different because you know what? Indiana head coach Kurt Cinetti, he changing it. We talked about on the last show how the guys he beat in the Big Ten, they got better recruiting classes than him. And they probably got more NIL. Guess what? Getting them out the way. So none of that stuff matters. He doesn't even have a top 10 recruiting class yet. Will he ever get a top 10 recruiting class? Who knows? He doesn't have a top 20 recruiting class. Just wait. He getting people out the way now. Getting people out the way. 2-star, the linebacker from JMU. He was a 2-star recruit. He's about to be up for best linebacker in college football. Come on, bro. Just because he followed the man. Come on. We gotta stop doing this, bro. Football, but I understand what it is because it's biblical. It says the man looks at the outward appearance. God looks at the heart.
Straight out. Yeah, straight man. Out. And I know we stuck on college. I mean, not necessarily stuck on college. I know we man, I ain't gonna lie to you. You came hard. I think we dropped some bombs on them. But let's move in a different direction right quick, bro. What do you think about the NFL teams, bro? Do you think NFL teams are more so surprised rather or do you think they're more so surprised rather than disappointment in their records and as far as production?
So I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. There's two teams that really stuck out to me. Like I'm super shocked in the Seahawks and the Colts. Like I'm sorry if Jonathan Taylor don't win MVP, something up. You feel me? I think he's the best running back in the game. Jahmyr Gibbs is awesome. He's a baller, but bro, the way that offense it moves like they are stacking the box because they like we can't let him get off. And then what Daniel Jones is doing, he done changed his career around in this short time in 1 year with the Colts. I'm happy for them. And like I said, the Seahawks. I mean, the Colts just lost to Kansas City, but they got one of the best records. And then the Seahawks, man, that defense. Everybody talking about Sam Darnold. He's doing his thing, but that defense, though, man, they creating turnovers. So I'm shocked by those two teams. And then I'm kind of disappointed. I'm not going to lie with you, bro. I'm disappointed in the Bills. Like I did not see this happening. I don't think it's over for them. But
I think they're dealing with too much. I think that's a different topic for a different day. They're dealing with too much in that locker room.
Yeah, man.
You're dealing with too much in that locker room. You should not be a rookie in that position. Straight out.
Who rookie?
Bro, they bench, bro.
Who you talking about the receiver?
Yes.
He not no rookie.
Second year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you doing
He's
rookie
showing
shit.
he's showing
I
up. He's
thought you
showing
was a
up
rookie.
late. He's
I thought
showing up late, man. He's showing
bro,
up late.
come on, bro. This is a dream of yours. You
He's
know how
showing
many
up
people
late.
take this dream away from you for showing up late?
Yeah,
You
man.
better come on. I understand, bro. I understand. But for me, it's just like, man.
Oh, and New England caught me off guard. I ain't gonna lie. New England balling. Shout outs to New England too. They shocked me. But I'm disappointed in the Bills, bro, for sure. Definitely. New England got them out the
Yeah,
way.
I was surprised when I seen how the Bills production when the Bills was lacking production.
Yeah, man. Uh, People will say Kansas City. I'm not shocked because I really watch Kansas City, even though I'm a Raider fan. But they defense been holding them up for the last couple of seasons, and it's just showing on offense, bro. And it's tough, bro, to stay hungry, man. It's tough to in the NFL. It's tough to keep good guys on your roster and pay everybody, and it's tough to stay hungry. And yeah, that's what they facing right now, bro. That's what they facing. But bro, let's get into this flag no flag, man. Um Segment, bro. This gonna be a funny one, bro. So is it a flag or no flag for you as an adult to hold the essentials, to have the essentials on you at all time? And essentials for everybody is different, right? Is that a flag or no flag to have essentials or not have essentials on you at all times?
To not have I think it's essential to have the essentials on you. Straight out. And if you don't have them, you got a flag. And that flag gonna take a long time to come down until you go grab your stuff. For me personally, always having smell good, toothpicks, it's man, what's a few other I don't know how I just forgot it. The toothpicks,
Loss?
mouthwash, hand sanitizer since COVID. Uh, a lot of the stuff, like a lot of that stuff is gum. Just a man bag, bro. Like your hygiene bag. I feel like it should be close to you, definitely in your car. Like you know what I'm saying. You never know. You never know the things that can occur. Um, and so everybody don't eat the same food, so everybody's stomach don't digest the same way. So definitely gonna need you something to pluck out that plaque. Get you
Mm-hmm.
some gum, get some mouthwash. Yeah, bro, I think it's a flag if you don't have your essentials on you near you. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
say at all times, at all costs, but I just feel like if you a clean person and you a person of and you a person that respect yourself and respect your hygiene, you gonna have that on you. You gonna have at least a floss pick. You gonna have at least a piece of gum. You gonna have at least some hand sanitizer, a little stick of deodorant, and maybe even a small bottle of lotion, or you know what I'm saying. Something that can essential essentially
exactly.
help you when you in a time of dire need.
Yeah, man. I'm definitely with you. Just a flag and like my essentials, and I'm learning. So you gotta have lip balm, chapstick, whatever it is. Gotta stay on me at all times, right? Floss as well, bro. This is everybody different, bro. You gotta have wipes on you, bro. You never know when you're gonna have to use the restroom, and I don't know, bro. See, this was during COVID. This was hit me when people was buying all the toilet paper. I'm like, man, I ain't used toilet paper in a minute. There was a one point in time where I only used toilet paper. So it's 2025. If you still use toilet paper, wipe yourself. I I see kids. I see people in China, right? They constantly digging in their butt. You gotta use the wipes. You gotta use the wipes, bro. You gotta be fair. You gotta
And
be
it ain't
clean.
just in China.
I,
Don't
I
put a
know.
bad name on China
I'm
like
talking
that.
about where I'm at right now. I
Oh
know it's
man,
a
it's
lot
in
of
the
people.
States too. I
I
just
know,
seen somebody pull out a chunky wedgie.
but why's you different than you got mud in there? That's what I'm
Man,
saying.
you know what I'm saying when I say chunky. Man, they was in there scribbling, scraping and scrambling. They was scraping and scrambling in there, man. They wasn't. Yeah, I think. Yeah, bro. That's just one of the things that I forgot to name, but that's some of the things. Like if I had my bag right here, I would tell you I got the wipes, I got the toothbrush, I got the small toothbrush, I got all that type of stuff. Um, yeah, bro. I think it's very essential for you to have those things on you. Especially because I mean, not even that you care about other people that much, but other people might need it.
Yeah, they might, but
Other
yeah,
people might need it, but it definitely is for you. But what I'm saying is like
this ain't community based.
it is definitely not community based. I'm saying stuff like, man, if somebody need a wipe, go on and give them a wipe. And now they like, damn, he carry wipes, and now you just got this person. You feel me? Now they got some essentials they can go
Mm-hmm.
out and buy, and they got to understand it now how accessible it is to have essentials, to have your hygiene bag and stuff like that. So yeah, bro, I got the little bag that you carry, like it's a nice little bag. So for me, and everybody don't move like this, but you should
They
start.
should. They
You should
should.
start.
They
You should
should.
start.
Recommend it. We all
Yeah, you
adults
should definitely
now.
start. Yeah, I'm
Uh,
gonna let you ask the next one.
what's the next one again? I forgot.
The next one was toxic.
Oh, yeah. So is this a flag or no flag? If you see someone, their toxic traits in the beginning, but you stay, is that a flag or no flag?
Flag, flag, flag. What you think?
Definitely a flag. Most people do stay because, for the most part, there's intimacy and stuff like that. This is why you shouldn't be sleeping with anybody. If you
Should be
just meet,
lusted.
yep, you shouldn't be sleeping with them because you get caught up in something and you see the red flags, but you worry about something else and you get caught up down the line. So definitely a flag, man.
Yeah,
Definitely.
don't let lust be the barrier of bad dreams. Don't let lust put you in a position of where your back is against the wall and you have nothing to do. So I think that's definitely a flag. That's a flag for the culture, and that's a flag on myself.
That's
Um,
on all of us, man. That's a
yeah,
flag on all of us
man,
because all of us done it.
yeah, man, this is a crazy one, bro. And I don't want this to like rub no ear, rub nobody wrong or nothing like that. But how do you feel about going all out on American holidays, bro? Like bills not paid, you in debt. And that's just the situation don't have to be negative, but how do you feel about that, bro? Like, how do you feel about that?
This is a flag overall. Like I said, I'm in the
A
financial
flag or
sector.
no flag?
Now,
Flag or no?
that's a major flag. The priorities, man, self discipline and priorities. It's already hard enough on some people's income, especially when you have multiple kids. We talk about sports, and now um, the crazy thing about it, let's just say the calendar come out the year before. Everybody know was when Christmas, Thanksgiving, all these stuff. So why don't you prepare ahead of time? Nobody does that. But now we already in debt and everything. We gonna go in more debt for what? Why? What are you trying to prove? Who are you proving it to? Your kids don't care. I mean, honestly, I have kids, and you can test it. Kids, I got a whole bunch of toys. My daughter, she play with the remote to the TV more than her toys. No, there's some point in time where kids is not even asking for no toys, but your parents is buying it. So for you to go all out, getting a tree, getting all the decorations, going into debt, doing whatever you got to do, that's a flag, man. That's a major flag. We got to stop this. This is the reason
Yeah,
why we're in the situation we're in. We got to stop it. What you think on
yeah, I'm
your
right,
end?
right with that, man. And I kind of, especially if you're not in a financial means area to like you said, if you don't, you know all this stuff is coming up. It's 12 months to the year. It's unfortunate if you pass away or you something happens to you. Now you still prepared for it because you set that aside. But like you said, not a lot of people do that. And I'm a victim myself. But I don't have the barriers that a lot of people have to go out and do these things to celebrate these American holidays for these family or for these people. So for me, yes, it's a flag, and it's a better understanding of even having you as a brother, as a mentor, to have that understanding and where it's like, man, y'all ain't getting nothing for Christmas, man. If y'all didn't save up enough, and whatever I saved up, man, we gonna have what you want to use it for. You want to play, you want to invest in yourself, or you want to invest in this bicycle. Um, so for me, it's just yeah, it's a definitely a flag, bro. And I always grew up like just wondering like how is there one day that we get whatever we want? Like it's another day for your birthday, but like I feel like a birthday is different than a holiday, especially if you're prepared for that birthday. And obviously we got to know when the birthday is coming up for us to celebrate that holiday and to have those type of things and investments and stuff like that. But prepare for these things so you don't keep getting flags thrown on your ass. That's how I'm feeling about that. Like I never really understood Easter because it was forced. I never really understood Christmas because it was forced. I never really understood Thanksgiving because it was forced. So ever since I've been in Utah, bro, like I'm just being 100% honest. I think I went to California last year or the year before that and had a great Thanksgiving, bro. But the previous years, man, I always was questioning, especially being up here in Utah, like, bro, this is not because the standard that my family set on what it is and how it should be, and then I get up here and we only eat potato salad, and I'm like, what the hell? And what the hell is green bean casserole? Oh man, look, y'all, oh man, y'all don't even deep fry the turkey. What the hell y'all do? Oh my gosh. Let me go on and pray and ask God, is this even a real holiday? Because that's how ignorant I am. That's how crazy I am in this situation. I'm just sitting over here like, how did I get this growing up? And now I'm getting this now that I'm grown. To me, it's a facade. It's a
And,
facade.
and we gotta look at, so a lot of people don't know this. It's funny that you said that. So these holidays in the US, because in China they don't celebrate Christmas nor Thanksgiving out here, right? So they only do this in the States so you can spend money. This was a marketing tactic for you to buy products and stuff like that. There is a holiday every month of the year. And I don't understand, like people understand this, but they're like, oh, like we gotta, you don't have to do nothing. You do not, everybody's trying to get your dollars. You gotta understand that. It's up to you to protect your dollars. You do not need to go out. Let's say even if you did buy Christmas, everybody can get a gift within your means. If you going into debt or you going over budget where you can't pay bills, you doing it the wrong way. Everybody can make Thanksgiving. They can bring food. You don't need to cook a full thing of food and you ain't got the money. You shouldn't be asking, you know what, make a dish and everybody else bring a dish over. It's ways to do this, but we get is pride and there's pride and we don't stay humble in a situation. Come on, man. This is I say it again. People make decent money. We just not being responsible and good stewards with that. To each their own what they're able to do. To each their own.
Yeah, man.
But come on.
I think if and I this is how I've been and this is how I'm adjusting moving forward. Um, I don't think if it doesn't bring anything back to you, rather it's peace or goodness, you leave it alone. And the US has made it to where these holidays, oh man, it's so crazy about all these seasons and stuff, like how the weather get to changing on you and like how, oh man. it's just amazing to me how I see like, so number one, I started off with what the hell is Halloween? I got to Utah and I'm like, oh, that's a day for somebody to be exclusive. That's a day for somebody to wear less clothes than they've been wearing. Mm-hmm. Because of an outfit, because of a theme, because of a costume. Man, look, that has nothing to do with what I believe in. Christmas, Christmas has been forced on me. The last couple years, a while ago, I was a truck driver, bro, and didn't even have Christmas. I took Christmas gifts home and ain't never had a Christmas like that since. I was a truck driver and had Thanksgiving at a hotel. They were serving it up. Now, it was a buffet, so I could get that every day. I can get that Thanksgiving every day. So technically, it really wasn't even Thanksgiving because it was a buffet. You feel me? So it just so happened to be on the day of Thanksgiving. So they had the special meals, the prime rib, all that type of turkey and stuff, ham, all that. But I'm not, bro. I'm not one to invest in that type of stuff, bro. I'm literally not one. And man, it's just I'm saying this, but everybody else is saying it's for the kids.
But that's the thing. That's
the
not
kids
even
don't
true.
Even right.
That's not even true because first of all, the whole thing, if we talk about it, with Christmas, Thanksgiving, is supposed to be family and being selfless and giving, right? So do that for the kids. You don't need to go into debt to do that. You can get together, but that's not even, families get together less than anything now. So you can't say it's for this and that. Everybody get together.
I remember growing up, we knew exactly where we was going for Thanksgiving. I've been in Utah since 2015, and I always, what y'all doing this year? Mm-hmm. What y'all doing this year? What? Yep. That's because it's been a facade the whole entire life. If it's been a tradition, we go into the same house for the next 25 years. Yep. The same people gonna cook. The same people gonna get in that kitchen, and now when the younger generation come up, we didn't learn how the older generation cook, and we throw down now because they can't throw down because aches and bones and backs and bones and stuff like that. So, man, come on, man, with all this holiday season stuff, man. Get real with life, man. Real more so care about the purpose of life, man. Really investing in yourself, investing in your kids. And I'm one saying it, but I'm also working on it. So don't think I'm perfect. I'm far from it. Man, I am far from it. So I'm letting people know, like, man, invest in your own holidays. If this is a holiday to me, because I'm only able to FaceTime, me, my mom, my brothers, and potentially my dad all on FaceTime at once. That's all I need. Me, my mom, my auntie, my uncles, we on our uncles. Me, my mom, my aunties all on or all on a FaceTime call, just rejoicing in one's success or giving credit when credit is due there. Like, that's a holiday to me. Like, just being honest with you. And I've grown to those things because I haven't been able to do the traditional USA way. So for me, it's like, I'm just hungry more than I was a couple of days ago because I mentally just prepared myself to store another stomach pocket. So I am more hungry on today than I was any other day because I probably didn't eat after 6 on the 25th or 26th, and I wanted to eat up on the 27th, whenever the date is. For me, that's the only thing that I'm mentally boggling myself with moving forward. Like, shoot, well, shit, just don't eat after this time. You'll be able to throw down tomorrow because you know it's gonna be some food on every corner. Yeah. You know you can get about 6 or 7 plates and bring them back home. So for me, I just feel like it's a flag, bro. It's a flag doing all this crap on these American holidays and like just, I just feel like it's a flag, bro. I personally feel like it's definitely a flag.
Straight up on that, man. Straight up, man. This was a good one though, bro. Definitely a good one. We hit a lot of topics, went over a lot of stuff, man.
Oh
bro.
yeah, man. We're glad to be back, man. Glad to be on back having flag on the culture, man. It's our consistency that's gonna keep going, y'all. You know, and like I said, we are always open to understanding what you guys want to hear. Like send me, DM Ness, give us some flag or no flag. So now you're chimed into conversations that you having on a daily that you having a hard time with. You know what I'm saying? Our flag or no flag segment is personal, like opinion based. So y'all can tell us, man, could y'all talk about this on the next week's show, or do y'all think this is a flag? And we can include that. Man, along with giving credit and credit is due, man. Like I was talking to so and so asked me, could I bring this up on our topics? And I wanted to bring this up because it was brought to me, and I feel like it's a relevant topic we should talk about, man. And that's, you get what I'm saying. We all want to work. We want to work together here, man. And a togethership could turn into forever ship. We just got to make sure it's strong. So, man, we appreciate y'all tapping in with us, man, and we appreciate y'all staying afloat with us as far as, you know, throwing flags on us, allowing us to throw flags on y'all, throwing flags on the entire culture, though. That's really what the whole thing is about. And that's why, you know, me and Coach Ike came up with the show name, Flag on the Culture, because, I mean, a flag in the game, it could be 5 yards. It could be 10 yards. It could be 15 yards. It could be a turnover. If it gets all the way to that point, then we send our condolences and blessings out to you. But as far as we all trying to do, we just want to throw flags on you. We just want to throw flags and bring some enlightenment to you guys, you know, and give y'all better understanding of what's to come, what we want to come, and how we gonna come.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. And we got one actually. Our next show, we got a topic that somebody want to. I thought it was real cool, so we'll bring that to y'all, man. But man, appreciate the love, man. Aaron, good to have you back, bro. We on to the next one, my guy.
Yes, sir, man. Throwing flags on them. I see you, Ness.
All right.